Anyways, here we go. All right, Bill, my girlfriend is addicted to sex. All right, collectively, every guy listening to this. Aww. Hey, Bill, just wanted to let you know if you had just want to know if you had any advice related to my relationship with my girlfriend. As you probably read in the subject of this message, there doesn't seem to be a downside to the situation, but there is since she can't control herself. Recently, my girlfriend visited me from California for a month, and every day we banged on the kitchen floor, shower, bedroom, backyard, etc. Up until the last day, it was great until we got into an argument. She kept trying to walk away and break up with me without a real reason until she told me why. Apparently, my girlfriend can't wait more than 8 months without sex. And after 8 months, she doesn't care who she gets it from. This worried me and pissed me off at the same time. We ended up staying together, but I won't see her for a good while. No idea when. Now my worry is that she will cheat on me with other people during the time we are apart. Oh, and by the way, I live in Texas. I would love some advice from my favorite comedian. I would trust your instincts here. Yeah, listen, you can't get mad at her for the fact she told you what her deal is, okay? She needs it. She needs it all the fucking time. She lives in California. You live in Texas. She actually was doing you a fucking favor by trying to break up with you because she doesn't want to cheat on you. And I don't know if this is just naturally how she's wired. I don't know if it's an issue. I don't know what the fucking deal is, but all I know is the way she is, and she lives in California and you live in Texas and you don't know when you're going to see her again. Yeah, you got to let this one go. All right? You don't need that. Anytime, you're with somebody, you're trying to have a serious fucking relationship, and, you can't be away from them for a certain amount of time or they're going to fuck somebody else. I mean, I don't think man or woman fantasizes as that for any sort of significant, serious, or lifetime partner. So I would, hey, you know what? You had a good time with her, and I'd let her go. She's out in California. Let her go do whatever the fuck she's going to do, and I would try to find someone that's a little more wired like yourself and see if that works. All right? You know, one of the worst fucking things ever is to be a beautiful woman, and you're with a really successful guy, and you just go around to parties, and then you just stand next to the guy going, is he going to introduce me? Is he going to introduce me? You get one time, you say, hi, and then you just stand there. The other night I did a gig, and there was a scene afterwards, and there was all these fucking, rich people with their beautiful wives, and I don't know. I just started watching the wives after a while. I don't know. Why don't they peel off and talk to each other? It's sort of a weird thing where they just got to stand there smiling. You can see their face hurting. Their feet hurt from the fucking pumps. It's fucking brutal. If you're a beautiful woman, what you should do, you got to marry like a fucking six who just can't believe that he's with you, because he'll let you go out and wear some fucking flatties, some moccasins. You don't have to jack it up in the air and stand there smiling next to him like one of those fucking psychos on The Price is Right, waiting to fucking act like they're amazed about a washer and a dryer. You got to stand next to your fucking guy who's wearing a sport coat trying to cover up his fucking man tits, and you got to sit there smiling like you're happy. Putting your fucking makeup on like some clown that's about to be shot out of a fucking cannon. You don't need that shit. What are you doing? They got to start. Well, I tell you, these fucking good-looking women that marry these really successful guys and then just stand next to them smiling, for the whole fucking evening. Like a stewardess at the end of a flight, except it takes 4 hours for everybody to get off the plane. Goodbye. Thank you for flying. Hi. You know whose fault that is? It's their fault. It's their goddamn fault for getting yourself into that fucking position. At some point in the relationship, you got to say, listen, hey, Mark, sit down. We got to talk. Guess what? Fucking Susie ain't putting on the shoes tonight. All right? Deal with it. I'm not standing next to you. You want to go to a fucking brunch and stand next to me smiling with some aftershave on for fucking 4 hours? I didn't think you did. Shut up. I'm not finished. At some point, you got to have that conversation, I'm not trying to be mean here. This is supposed to be empowering. I'm saying you have the power to not just fucking stand there smiling like a goddamn. I don't know what it is. You know? I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't even know if I saw that or I watched an episode of House of Cards. You know, House of Cards, I lasted like 3 episodes. I just got sick of him fucking turning to me, talking to me. It's like, dude, will you just live your life? Stop talking to me. That right there is the Secretary of State. He doesn't know that I'm fucking his wife. Oh, shut up. I get it. Just stop talking. What is this, the Wonder Years? For adults? Oh, God, I'm in a grumpy fucking mood. And I love Kevin Spacey. Why would I say these things? Because I'm mentally fucking exhausted, and I got another 8 minutes where I got to run my fucking yap. Running my yap on the Thursday afternoon podcast, talking about issues. What else? I don't know that I have anything else. I still haven't watched Peaky Blinders because I'm trying not to drink, and there's no way to watch that show and not want to fucking start just pounding. Maybe I'll wait till like the 4th of July. You know, I'll just watch. That's what I'll do. That's a good way to spend the 4th of July. I'll ignore my wife and just get blind drunk watching a show that she can't understand. You know, I put on the subtitles, but Nia's just not into it. She just doesn't give a fuck. We had this argument the other night, right? She goes, when we go to bed, right, she puts on the TV and she always has her shows on. And what's fucking hilarious to me is she's always coming at me about my temper and my yelling and flipping out, screaming at lamps and shit, or yelling at the TV or my computer. Ugh. Me and my computer, if you ever heard the way I yell at my fucking computer, you know, like that couple that just needs to fucking break up? You know, we got it in my neighborhood, dude, I'm telling you, like fucking 2 houses up. They've been very good lately. You know? But I'm telling you, there's like times like you're literally like waiting to hear the gunshot. It's like just fucking insane the way they scream at each other. It's the most unhealthy fucking relationship, you know, I've ever heard. And I got to be honest with you, man. You know, sometimes I hear it and I go out on my porch and I just listen. You know, light up a cigar and just enjoy it like it's a show. No, I'm fucking with you. I don't. But anyways, so she's always getting on me about my temper and shit. You know what's fucking hilarious? Almost every fucking show she watches, it's just a bunch of people screaming and yelling at each other. Those reality shows that are just wall-to-wall clams, that's all. I mean, you would think all these feminists out there who are sitting there trashing men up and down, all the bad stuff we do to them, admittedly. You know what I mean? We make you stand next to us and smile for an entire fucking party. You know, oh, I'm sorry, this is my wife. Oh, I'm sorry, this is the person I committed my life to. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I not even acknowledge that you were fucking here? They deal with that all fucking night, right? All that bullshit. I know we do that shit, but you would think that these fucking feminists, right? You think that they would have issues with these fucking reality shows because the way they depict women is, I don't give a fuck how many pairs of shoes, how big the fucking house is, how much jewels they got hanging off of them. They're still going to bitch. They're just fucking bitching each other out. She was watching one of these shows, right? And there was just like, I don't know, 15. It seemed like there was 15 or 20 of them. So, you know, it was probably just 3. But that's the amount of noise a fucking woman can make, right? 3 of them will sound like 15. It's like their defense mechanism because generally speaking, they can't beat the shit out of men. But if they just start complaining, it just sounds like a platoon and you back down, right? Instead of giving all 3 of them one of those Mo slaps, you know, when all 3 Stooges would get slapped at once. Anyways, one of the episodes I saw, like, you know, like I said, it sounded like 15. So realistically, it was probably like 6 of them, right? They went to like Rome or some shit. And I'm thinking, all right, finally, they got these fucking women out of this cul-de-sac. Now they can be excited to be in Rome. They go to fucking Rome. They do the same goddamn thing. You know, this bitch come up to me, start talking about, it's like, you're in Rome, you dumb fuck. Go look at something. Go eat some food. I know it's just a show, but whatever. She watches that shit. I'm just laying there. I hate the fucking show. I'm trying to go to sleep, and I just, you know, she just watches these fucking shows where they scream and yell at each other. Now she's watching a fucking show that's about a show that's a show that's like that. It's a show about one of those reality shows, like The Bachelor. You know what I mean? And I don't know. I don't. What the fuck do I know, right?
I'm out of it. So this is going to be a rough one. And I'm plowing through this. Even if it fucking sucks, I'm not stopping it and re-recording it like I did last week. Because that ended up getting me in trouble. That's how I started talking about that Dr. Laura shit last week. And I got to say, for the first time, maybe the second time ever, I'm nominating myself as douchebag of the week. Because last week I actually supported Dr. Laura because I had no fucking idea who she was. And, I was having a rough time doing the podcast. I needed some fodder. Somebody sent me an email. What do you think about this? And I watched like a 10-second clip of evidently a 5-minute clip. And I just thought she was imitating something she saw in Def Jam. So I was like, well, she's quoting it. She's not calling anybody that word, but and all that bullshit. And then, Jesus, the fucking emails came in from evidently from my 14 podcast listeners. Evidently, like 6 of them are African American. They read me the riot act in different stages. And I got to admit, they were fucking right, because something, my uninformed logic is usually funny, that I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, and I go off on shit, and I realize that race probably isn't one that you should probably do that on. I didn't know that she was like Rush Limbaugh with a cunt. I had no idea. I just, I didn't know who the fuck she was. Thought she was some soccer mom with a podcast, And she was like, all the crazy kids out there are fucking blah, blah, blah. I had no idea. So, all right, fucking eggs on my face. But anyways, so I got fucking trashed. I took a little heat off of Mel Gibson, I bet. But he got a couple of less fucking hate mails last week. So I apologize. I don't know who she is. I'm not going to apologize for my stupidity. But in the future, when it's something, race-related, I will try to be a little more informed. All right? Well, I got to find this fucking email where this guy fucking trashed me. He said, let's see. He goes, it starts off good, just trashing me, which I totally get. He goes, just like in your bit you did about the Jimmy the Greek thing, it's best for white people to just leave it alone. Dr. Laura may be old, but she's aware enough to know what happens to white people when they say the N-word or bring up racial supremacy theories. See, that's the part of the tape I didn't watch. I showed up late to that rally, By the time I showed up, they'd already put the cross out, Everybody's hoods, they took them off. It was a hot day. I didn't know what I was walking into. I thought it was like a fucking, AA meeting or something. We're all over by the table having donuts. It's my fault. I came in late. So anyways, he said the podium comes out. So I'm surprised you defended Dr. Laura in this case. That's what I got a lot of. I'm surprised you defended her. Because I watched 8 seconds of the tape, because I'm a moron. I don't understand why there's any debate about why any debate about racial inequality always comes down to comedians and Def Comedy Jam. I don't think it does, but evidently in your world, maybe it does. I've heard this argument before. Well, black comedians say this and that about white people and say the N-word. Why can't I? Is it fair for minority comedians? And all basically all that shit. I'm trying to get to this part here. So then he was talking about this documentary he saw where some comic was saying, making a joke. This is actually a good joke where white people are like, why can't I say the N-word? And then the dude was like, oh, it's Chris Rock. Well, why do you even want to say it, right? Great fucking joke. Totally makes sense. And then the punchline is, I've sailed the world. I've fucked Raquel Welch. If I could just say the N-word, my life would be complete. And then this dude writes after that, he goes, I think that it bothers white people because you're not used to being told that you can't do something. White people used to be able to do and say anything they wanted. Now there's all these rules. Isn't that fucking, that part of the email, that's where it just went off the fucking rails for me. You know what I mean? It's like, I totally get it. She's a fucking idiot. I didn't realize it because I watched that short little clip, I shouldn't have support that shit. And you're offended by that, which I totally get. And then in the end, you make some dumb generalization about white people. See, we're all the same. We're fucking morons. Jesus Christ. I've sailed the world. Fuck Raquel Welch. See, that part's the joke. But this here is what he writes. Bothers white people that you're not being used to being told that you can't do something. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we just run around doing whatever the fuck we want to do. It's great. Jesus Christ. That's one of the great stereotypes, is that we're all Kennedys living on fucking Martha's Vineyard rather than fucking, the majority of white people. Aren't the majority of white people sitting in cubicles, not living their dream, drowning in a sea of fucking debt, trying to get health insurance? Isn't that the majority of fucking white people? Evidently not. Evidently, according to this guy, white people have yachts. Sailing the world. All 300 million of us. Did you see it during that the Gulf War, the Gulf spill there? That was one of the biggest problems. All those white people, all the 300 million white people with our fucking yachts just sailing around. Oh, it's so awesome to be white. You can just walk, you can do and say whatever you want to do. It's fucking incredible. That's an argument I've gotten into with I think every fucking female comics, black comics, every fuck, they just go, yeah, it's easy for you. All you got to do is show up, man. Oh yeah, that's all it is. I don't even audition. I just lay here and they call me up. And I'm like, why did you give me that part? And because you're white. Here you go. You don't have to work for shit. That's that class. That's that fucking double standard right there. Okay, now we're opening a whole nother can of worms. Let's talk race for the next couple of weeks, people. This ought to bring out a lot of ugliness. That's that classic fucking, that's one of those statements, if you flip that thing, what you just said there, that generalization that you made of white people, that basically we just sit around and people just give us shit and we can do whatever the fuck we want to do. You're basically going to define us by the Illuminati. If you flip that around and somebody white says that about another race of people, then they're in like a Mel Gibson situation. All right? Now, I'm opening this up for discussion. I'm not opening this up for fucking rednecks to come on here and be like, yeah, that's what the fuck I'm talking about. I'm not saying it like that. You know what? I like that this podcast is this difficult. Now you guys can relate to me. You're sitting there in your goddamn cubicles on a fucking Monday. Unless you're white, of course, you're out on your yacht, chatting it up with a Kennedy. Hey, when's the stock market going to crash again? Give me the heads up. Don't tell the Puerto Ricans. That's what it's like. That's exactly what it's like. There's not white people working farms, slaves to corporations. Nah, not at all. Not at all. All you do, you don't have to get up. You don't have to get up. I spent 9 years in bed just because I was white, and they just fucking hilarious. I made more money then than when I worked. That's how great it is to be white. It's so fucking easy. And thank God for people who aren't white, who've never been white, to tell me what it's like to be white. It's fucking awesome. Let me tell you something about being white guy. This is how good it is. Oh, yeah? What are you, reincarnated? Was your name Frank in another life? Is that a white guy name? I don't fucking know. All right. So anyway, I've pissed off a bunch of people, and this week I felt fucking horrible about that. Even though I've been kind of a cunt again this week. That's what I do. You came back, didn't you? I don't know any better. I'm just a white guy laying in bed. I can't remember the last time I've had disappointment in my life. It just doesn't happen. Just doesn't happen, sometimes the sail on my schooner will break, and I'm just like, oh, Jesus Christ. And then I call the government, and I say, hey, can you send me another one? They're like, wait, and what color are you? I say, I'm white. They go, oh, there you go. Right on the way. I agree with the first half of the email, this guy I'm making fun of, but I would love to send this guy my fucking taxes. I really would. All right, so there you go. That was my roundabout apology. No, seriously, I really felt bad about that. I felt like an ignorant ass. And rather than just immediately come on and apologize, I left it up there for a week so I'd get my nice pounding from everybody. And yeah, you know what I mean? I fuck around. I say a lot of fucked up shit, but I'm trying to start your week off right. I'm not trying to piss you off. Although there's probably a lot of women out there who would fucking disagree. But, it's comedy. People get hurt. That's how it fucking works. This is the worst apology ever. But it's coming from the heart. All right, so go fuck yourselves. That's how we got to end it. All right? I grew up with no hugs. So if I'm trying to be fucking nice, it has to end with go fuck yourself. Hey, Billy Dope. Billy the fucking Dope. Can women forget Mr. Nice Guy persona? Hey, I'm really having a difficult reading today. All right, big fan from Lithuania. That's another one on the list that I got to get to. You're a great comedian. It would be great if you ever decided to do your stand-up here in the Baltics. That will happen at some point in my career. Hopefully sooner rather than later. All right, the guy says, I got this dilemma. Can a woman forget your past as a nice guy? One of my former classmates is coming back to my hometown on summer vacation for a few weeks, and let's say I'd like to get intimate with her while she's here. Now, the thing is, when we were still in school, I had a mad crush on this girl for years. However, shit didn't work out because I didn't know how the life works, how the females work, and also I was a little bitch, Mr. Nice Guy. I'd beat my younger self if that was possible. All right, you're doing some good therapy here. But over the years that I've spent in our capital city, I can safely say that my view and attitude towards females and masculinity has changed significantly. What do you think? Can a woman brush off the image of a nice guy, or are you forever marked with the certain character traits in her eyes? Yeah, I think you're kind of fucked. Just put it this way, like, take like the actor that played like Urkel or something like that. It's like you typecast, you know? And Urkel could literally become an army fucking ranger and then leave the military, and when he went to go do a fucking action movie, they'd be, fucking Urkel, give me a fucking break, right? It just, the problem is, what you got to do, look, you always got to take a bet. What you're going to have to do when you get up there is you're going to have to crowd the plate. No, I'm kidding. You're going to have to be significantly different to raise any sort of intrigue in her. You know what I mean? Because she probably just wants to meet up with you, you know, have a couple of ciders or whatever those drinks women have when they know that they're not going to fuck you, you know, one of those fucking, I want to feel warm. You know, they have that stupid sweater that covers their hands too, and they drink it with both hands out of a mug, you know, and it's just fucking over, right? They're like, you know, hitting more on the waiter than they don't even listen to you. You're going to have to, like, I don't know what you got to do. Go buy yourself a Raiders of the Lost Ark leather jacket. You got to try to come in and act like you've been fucking doing. So this is the thing. This is what's going to fuck you, is you want this woman too bad. All right? You got to not give a fuck. Don't be a dick, but just go in there and just, hey, what's going on? What have you been up to? You know, and then talk up some of the shit you're doing. You know, I don't know, look at your phone. This broad, she's driving me crazy. I got the ladies all over me. I don't know, dude, I don't know what to tell you on this one. Once you're typecast, it's fucking over, dude. You got to go behind the camera here. You got to start directing or some shit, because I don't know what to tell you. This is what I would do. Just know this. Going into it, you're fucked. All right? So there's no pressure. Who gives a shit? And, I don't know, make her laugh and just tell her, you know, I always had a crush on you, but I used to be a bitch, but I'm not a bitch anymore. So what do you say? What do you say? You come over here and jump on my fucking... No, you can't go that way. But, yeah, I would... Yeah, man, that's a tough one. That's a tough one. You know, maybe that's it. Just trash your former self. Yeah, I used to be a bitch, you know. I don't know how to do it, dude. You know what? You stumped me. Somewhere in there. I think the whole not giving a fuck and then trashing your former self and then just telling her that you had a crush on her. Who knows, dude? Maybe, I don't know. There's a chance maybe she liked you back then, or I don't know. Women got that thing though, dude. Once you're the fucking friend, it's over, dude. It's over. You're fucking. The lovely Nia. Nia, you know we need you.
Who's we?
Me and this guy from Lithuania. I'll tell you really quickly. Grab one of those cords. All right, Jesus. All right, as you're plugging in, I'll tell you, this guy basically in Lithuania, he used to be a bitch he used to be Mr. Nice Guy, so he didn't get any of the nice, as Tracy Morgan would say, right? So he whatever, he had a crush on this chick, and she got put in the friend zone, as Chris Rock would say. I'm just going to quote every black comedian here. And you plugged in? There we go. And you're putting the windscreen on. And it's really loud and annoying to the listeners.
Oh, I'm sorry,
there we
everybody.
Go. The lovely Nia, everybody.
Hi.
Yeah, so basically, he had a crush on this girl. He was a nice guy. He got put in the friend zone. And now she's coming back to town. He's now lived in the city. He understands the male-female dynamic better.
Okay.
And the way he's wording this, he's been doing all right for himself. But he still wants to bang this woman. His question is, once you're in the friend zone like that, is it possible to get out of it?
Absolutely.
It is? Oh, wow, okay, because I was going like, I don't know. I was saying you're like typecast. You're like Urkel, and now you want to be the star of an action movie.
But yeah, no, I think you can, but it's all predicated on your behavior. Like, you don't gotta all of a sudden start acting like an aloof jerk or anything like that.
So I told him to buy a Raiders of the Lost Ark waist-length leather jacket, maybe get a hat. Is that...
And a whip?
Yeah. Is that bad?
I just think maybe you're a little less available, perhaps. It can be a thing where she'll come to town and be like, "Oh my God, let's go here and and I want to do this and oh yeah, definitely. Well, let me know when you're around. Yeah, maybe we can grab a drink or something. Keep it cash, and don't go in there like, so I've been fucking a lot of broads since you left." Not like that, but just as she's talking about her life, you talk about your life. Yeah, I've been seeing some girls here and there. I don't know, nothing too serious, but I've been having my fun. But anyway, what's going on with you? You look good. Like that. Like
Nia. Bam. That was good.
Oh, were you enjoying that just then, that little interaction?
No, I enjoying the advice.
Yeah, okay.
That was good.
Thank you.
That was I was stammering. I was like, you might have to just fucking. I said, your best thing you got going is you got no shot. So just don't give a fuck and just go in there and just be like.
But I think that's also true too. You have to not give. You can't go into it with expectations of anything.
Yeah, you either fuck her or you don't.
I think you just be normal, be a friend like you have been. But I think I have a friend who often gets friend zoned, and I'm always telling him that he needs to make himself less available because he always makes himself available.
What does that do psychologically to women?
Always
when you're less available. Because I have my theory, and I know it'll be considered sexist, so I'll listen to yours
I
instead.
think it's the same with men and women. If you're less available, like the people want you more. I think that's just how life is. People like the hunt. I think men like the hunt a little more. So I think you should.
I never liked the hunt.
Really?
If someone was like a fan, I'd be like, oh, hey, I'd be like, yeah,
you're not a hunter.
I was like,
you're more of a gatherer.
No, I was just more like, I hated when women played hard to get. It was it got so boring so fucking fast. I was just like, I'll just go rub one out. And then I'll go watch a game. And then something, then you're not worth the fucking trouble.
Right.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I just always found that because I remember when I would just start to walk away, and then these girls would be like, "No, you're supposed to blah 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 blah." I was like,
yeah.
I didn't get the script. Am I in like some fucking awful play right now?
Right.
I walked away from a lot. My number could have been so much higher. I should have chased. I didn't chase. I just tapped out. I'd be like, all right, yeah, if you don't want to, I understand. I wouldn't fuck me either.
Oh, honey.
All right. Oh, no, don't say that about yourself. People like you. All right. Last one. Here we go. Dating an older guy. Oh, geez. Hey, Bill, I'm a 22-year-old female from Slovenia. Slovenia? Modal? Thank you for the podcast. It makes me laugh out loud, which not many things can do. That's fucking great. I would love to go over there at some point also. That Eastern European tour is going to fucking happen. I just have to have time in my schedule because all of those countries I've never been to.
from fucking Lithuania and fucking Astoria, whatever the fucking that other one is up there, all the way down through Romania and back up. All I know is if I can fucking somehow get over and then see all those countries, get a bunch of different stamps on my passport, I'm into that shit. Plus, I heard one of those places like Prague or something has all those Art Deco, all that Art Deco furniture that all the places over here, they order it from for nothing and then jack it up over here. What am I going to do? Buy a desk over there and then ship it fucking around the world? Like I'm going to save any money? That's a stupid idea. Anyways, I'm 22 years old. Okay, I would love to hear your take on my situation. I'm a university student and I play sports professionally here in Slovenia. Keeping busy, working out about 8 times a week. My first coach since I was like 12 years old is now my really close friend. Oh my God. His name isn't Woody, is it? He's since moved on to coach internationally. I almost said couch. Coach internationally, but we still keep in touch. He knows me from when I was a little girl, and he used to always tell me I was like his younger sister. But recently I noticed he switched his approach. Gross! He's a 35-year-old single guy. Oh, my God, the fucking red flags. I can barely see the type here anymore. And he only comes to Slovenia in July through August. We were always able to talk for hours, tell failed attempts at dating to each other, and generally get along better than I have ever got along with anybody in my life so far. He's always makes me laugh, compliments my personality and how good I look, but never in a creepy or disturbing way. Okay, all right. My experience with guys my age was never like that. I'm not trying to say I'm too mature for them, but I would always compare them to him, and they would mostly bore me, and connection was never there as much as it is with him. I feel like boys my age are pushovers, at least those I had experiences with, and I feel they couldn't offer me in a relationship more than this older guy offers me in just a friendship. Yeah, and also when you're 35, this guy's going to be 50. So there's also that. And then you're still going to want to go out, and he's going to be ready for nap time. So know that, too. You know, he's 35. He's almost out of the league. If you're an athlete, you know what I mean? 35, that's when you got to start taking the illegal drugs, you know, to hang around for an extra couple seasons, right? Anyways, she says, we are hanging out a lot during this summer, and I feel more and more vibes and attempts from him. He takes me out to eat and drink. He is always asking me somewhere. I know he's putting the moves on me. My issue is that I know we are in different stages of our lives. I know he wants to get married and have children too. Fuck this guy. Fuck this guy. Fuck this guy. You're 22. You got the whole life ahead of you. When the fuck did he start hitting on you? Yeah, no, this isn't fair. This is like shooting fish in a barrel. You've known him since you were 12. No. Stay away from this guy. This is how I know this guy's a creep, because even I wouldn't do this. Okay? Fucking walk away, sir. Stand down. I most certainly am not ready for anything like that. Children and all that shit she's saying. I like to drink, go out with my friends, getting compliments from guys, all to soothe my self-esteem, which is not fully developed yet. Exactly. I'm still finding myself, and I know you will interpret this as I want to fuck around. No, I don't. But this is not really the case. I actually want to find a right person and fall in love. Well, you're very mature for your age, actually, 22. I'm dodging his attempts and usually laugh him off when he puts the moves on me. Get away from this guy. I don't want to read this. It's making me uncomfortable. Yada, 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 yada. I don't give a fuck. Fuck this shit. Fuck this. She said, sorry if that was hard to read. My English is a little rusty. Your English is tremendous. Yeah, stay away from this guy. All right? I can't even... That was so disturbing to me that I can't even remember if he's still currently your coach. Anyways, I feel more vibes. Wait a minute. Where the fuck is this thing? I got to find it. My first coach since I was 12. He's since moved on to coach internationally, but we still keep in touch. All right. I don't know when the fuck he moved on. But what was he? He's... No. Yeah, fuck that. All right. Listen, this is what you got to hold on to. Okay? The fact that you feel the way that you do and you're 22 years old, there is somebody out there your age that is like you. And if it was easy to go out and find love, everybody would find it. All right? But the problem is you know, you gotta go through a bunch of mistakes first. All right? So, I
I don't know you. I don't know him, but this is not the person. You're going to settle down. Don't fucking do this. Don't do it, all right? He's got way, way too much of a mental advantage on you at 35 and 22, and he could really fucking hurt you. I say you deal with the fact that you find guys your age are not mature, and you're going to run into somebody who is. You sound like you're really good looking. You're into sports, right? You're getting these compliments when you go out. So you probably have like these fucking YOLO douches hitting on you. What you need, you know what you need? You need a nerd. I think you need a nerd. Go find some fucking kid that likes to read, you know? So he probably has an idea to build an app, whatever these fucking kids are doing. That's what you want to do. You don't want to go fuck around with your 35-year-old creepy... I really want to get married and have kids. Oh, do you? Do you? That's why you're hitting on a 22-year-old, you piece of shit? Yeah, fuck that guy. Fuck that guy. All right? I would, stick with people roughly your own age. All right? And that's coming from an older creep like me. So you know it's good advice. Oh, shit. I had the fucking greatest set I've had in fucking months. Saturday night at the Comedy Store in the main room. There was this chunk of material I've been trying to work out. I finally said it in the right way. And then I came home. I was so confident of it. I played it for my wife, and even she laughed. And that's the deal. When you try something new, this is the litmus test. And I don't even know what the fuck that means. I don't even know if I'm saying it right. Litmus? Latmus? Modal? Right? My fucking test is I then play it for the lovely Nia. And if she fucking laughs, you can make your fucking wife get behind the new shit that you're doing, then you know you're onto something, you know, because in general, what they do when they first meet you, they're like, oh my God, you're amazing. And they just fucking pump you up, right? So you start going like, wow, she's really cool, man, right? And then once they get you, once you're fucking in the relationship, once you give them the ring and you get married, then they fucking just grab the reins and start yanking back. Whoa, Nilly, whoa! Right? They start yanking the fuck back. Not because they're jerks. It's just out of fear. He's going to do something new. He's going to find something new. He's going to find somebody new. That's what they do. Unlike guys. Everybody knows that men are totally secure with who they are. I'm just doing this right now for any guy who's listening to this podcast next to a woman, just to listen to her going, oh my God, how can you listen to this guy? He's such an idiot. Let me tell you something, lady. All right? And don't look at him right now because he's not saying this. I'm talking to you, sweetheart in the background, shaking your fucking head at your man who's going to die before you. Let him have his laughs. Okay? What you feel right fucking now is what a man feels when he comes home and you're watching those Botox squawking fucking whores. Okay, doing the recap of their fucking season with that Andy Cohen or whatever his name is. That fucking genius. He's like the gay Byron Allen, you know, where they just found a show where there was no show. Everybody was like, there's no show here. And the genius of that guy to be like, yes, there is. It's not enough that you got a bunch of screaming whores yelling at each other that someone's going to sit down and watch it every fucking night. The fact that he then does the recap and just sits there. You don't have to write anything new. They do it for you. He just sits there and effortlessly hosts the show. He's a master. He just sits there and he has this fucking set list like a comic, but all it is to get these women yelling at each other. And he just watch the brilliance of that man. He just fucking sits there, and if it's fucking simmering, he turns up the heat. You know, in episode 4, Kathy, she said she had some choice words in the moment. That's all he has to say. Oh my God, when she called me a fucking cunt. And then she goes, and he just fucking lays back like Ali, right? And when he was fighting George Foreman, he just lets these women start fucking punching each other out and they run off set and he sits there. And this is the brilliance of this man, is he sits there and he actually has a look on his face like he truly gives a fuck. Like he actually gives a shit about these people. He's just sitting here going, that's great TV. There we go. That just sold some toothpaste, and he's just fucking raking it in. Look at the guy. He looks like $1 million. A lot of people don't know this about that man. He's 83 fucking years old. You know, everybody talking about Dick Clark, how great he looked right to the fucking end. Yeah, well, close to the end. That, I should have said that, but fucking, whatever. We all go out like that, right? But he's fucking 83. A lot of people don't know that. You'd think the guy was like, whatever. What, 37? I have no fucking idea. There's got to be people hosting real shit that's fucking difficult. Going, why the fuck didn't I just do that? What he is he's doing a sophisticated Jerry Springer. Everybody's sitting down. There's no punches thrown. They scream and yell. They cross their legs. This is one thing I'll say about the Real Housewives. Their fucking legs are incredible. It's fucking amazing. Their legs are like fucking 22-year-olds. Their fucking faces. Woo! Jesus Christ. And I got a lot of fucking nerve saying this, considering the way I look, considering the way I travel the world, looking like an albino, balding Hellboy, minus the working out, right? I look like the Thing if it was skinny and didn't have that skin disease. You know what I mean? But yet could not go out in the sun. That's what I am. I'm a middleweight Thing minus whatever. What's it made out of? Come on, Comic Cons. You know what he's made out of. You know how he turned into that. Was it another accident in a lab? Huh? Did he come here from another planet and then get bit by a spider and then got blinded by some shit? Now he's a fast ant living in somebody's fucking head. Driving a jet ski down to Middle Earth. Jesus Christ. Just when you fucking think that the Real Housewives is the dumbest fucking thing you're ever going to watch, they come out with another stupid fucking superhero movie. Jesus fucking Christ. Can somebody just collectively get these nerds some hookers? Why don't they go, what do the kids go on nowadays? What is that? What is that fucking, it's one of those apps, whatever the fuck it is. It's not, is it Tinder? One of them is like the hoary one, and then the other one's like, I like this kind of food, and I like to have 3 children. The douche app, and then you got the other one that's just like, hey, I got some booze, I got a ding-a-ling, I want to stick it in your fucking, your fucking keyhole there, whatever it is. That's fucking amazing. God bless this generation. You know what I mean? That's fucking great they have that. It's weird. Every year, like, life becomes easier. You have to think less, but it gets more expensive. It's fucking nuts. You know what I mean? I can tell you right now, if there was fucking free porn and there was these dating sites, you know how much easier your fucking life would have been when you were a kid? Just not having a fucking... Oh, God, Jesus, I remember having to go out to those stupid fucking... You just going out to these fucking clubs. I was going out there in the fucking late 80s, walking into a nightclub. Bow, 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 bow. That girl is poison. I hear. And everybody with their fucking puffy-ass pants, walking around wearing driving gloves inside. Fucking music loud as shit, Now you can sit there in your fucking underwear just scrolling through people like you're a fucking rock star on, Like whenever you hear that shit, like how the roadies would go out and pick the fucking women that the band was going to fuck. And they'd be like, yeah, you, but your friend's got to stay. And then the fucking friend would leave and she'd be like, Marcy, how could you leave me? And she just fucking walks away just for one night. To fuck the guy, some guy from Deep Purple, right? And then years later, the two of them meet, at a high school reunion. And then the fucking one that left the other one, left Marcy behind, is all fucking nervous that Marcy's going to let her now husband know that she fucked, the maracas player. The maracas player from Deep Purple. He wasn't even a full member. They just had him on for that one fucking song because Santana scared the fuck out of him. They thought that was the direction the music was going to go. Then once they realized that mainstream music was only going to accept one Santana, right? And there wasn't going to be another fucking type of Santillo's guys. Bambalea, Bambalea. And then there was Ricky Martin. Right? Then years fucking later, they're at the fucking the high school reunion. And she's just fucking with her eyes. She's trying to be like, oh, so good to see you. She's fucking like bringing her in. Like, trying to fucking sort of muffle her and choke her out. Like, don't fucking say shit to my husband. And then they fucked him miraculously in fucking Deep Purple. Right? And then Marcy, she's a woman. She's just not going to come out and say it. Where's the fun there? Then it's over. It's like a cat playing with the mouse. She's just going to linger. She's going to start talking to the husband. Yeah, acting all interest, not looking at fucking, Marcy, right? And then she's going to kind of glance over at her. And then she's just going to just slowly let it out. Yeah, me and your wife, yeah, we were crazy back then. Remember all those concerts we went to? And she's just going to watch I forget who's Marcy at this point, the fucking chick who got we'll just say Marcy's the married one, all right? You're just going to see her face fucking fall. It's this fucking chick just twists the fucking knife. Is she going to tell? Is she not going to tell? And then she'll back off and change the subject. And then she'll gradually come back around to it. And this fucking guy's just standing there, doesn't know a fucking thing. I'm sorry. I was just doing a table read for a fucking screenplay I'm writing called Marcy's a Cunt. And I've been shopping it around Hollywood forever. And I tell you, as great as the script is, for whatever fucking reason, they just cannot get past the title. It's just this politically correct age that we live in.